So let's start to the class. What we have discussed in the previous class, I think in previous class we have already discussed that for the simulation of single phase half wave control rectifier for RL load. Okay. Single phase half wave control rectifier for RL load. So today we are going to discuss about the single phase single phase full wave uncontrolled rectifier or diode rectifier. You maybe say that diode rectifier. Okay. Uncontrolled, that means we use diode. So we cannot control the output voltage. Okay. That's why it is known as the uncontrolled rectifier. Okay. So in the previous experiment, we have already covered that for single phase half wave, either control wave or uncontrolled rectifier for various type of load. That means resistive load and RL load. Okay. So we already covered that their operation for the half wave. Now we are going to discuss about the same things. That means uncontrolled rectifier for the full wave. Okay. Full wave and systematic diagram is also known as for the bridge type. Okay. So bridge type configuration, that means for the single phase full wave control, we require 4 diode. Okay. Instead of single phase half wave uncontrolled rectifier, only one diode was required. Okay. Either for uncontrolled rectifier or controlled rectifier. For the half wave, only one diode or one SCR was required for the operation of half wave. But here in the full wave, we require 4 diode for the single phase full wave uncontrolled rectifier. Okay. So their arrangement or circuit diagram just for the resistive load maybe like this one. Okay. That means 4 diode number as 1 to 4. Okay. 1 to 4. But in nomenclature of the diode, we number odd number for upper diode, that means this one. Okay. So D1 and D3 and lower diode represented by D2 and D4. Okay. So you already familiar from this notation, that means this is a sinusoidal supply voltage that is represented by this symbol that is indicated the sinusoidal. Okay. Or that will be represented by Vs. Okay. So this is your supply voltage. Already know that you know that what is the waveform variation of the sinusoidal supply voltage, and corresponding to this voltage, okay, what we got for the output voltage waveform. That means this one is to represent your output voltage, that is represented by V0. This one is to represent the R, that means the resistive load. Only load consists of resistive part. Okay. And output current is represented by I0. Okay. So these are the nomenclature of the circuit diagram. That means numbering of diode from 1 to 4, resistance, output their voltage and output current. So this is the output current of the rectifier. Okay. Output current of the rectifier represented by I0. Okay. So now, can you tell me which diode are forward bias from 0 to pi, that means for the positive half cycle, and which diode is reverse bias during the positive half cycle, and which diode are in forward bias for the negative half cycle and reverse bias in the negative half cycle. So this one very carefully identify that which diode conduct. That means diode conduct when the diode are in forward bias. Okay, which diode do not conduct, those are in reverse bias. Okay, so suppose that when this sinusoidal supply voltage started from the 0 to pi, that means during this period which one are forward bias. That means for the positive half cycle, that means this diode and this diode. Okay, so D1 and D2 are in forward bias. Okay, for the positive half cycle, that means 0 to pi. So since this diode D1 is connected to cathode, sorry, anode position of the diode, and anode and cathode, that means for the positive and negative polarity. Okay, so those diodes are in forward bias. Okay, so you may be observe that during the first half cycle, D1 and D2 are in forward bias and D3 and D4 in reverse bias. Okay, so that means only these two diodes conduct during the 0 to pi, that means positive half cycle. Okay, in the negative half cycle, that means pi to 2 pi, diode D3 and D4 becomes in forward bias. So this diode conduct during the period of pi to 2 pi, is it not? And D1 and D2 becomes in reverse bias during the pi to 2 pi. Okay, so these two diodes do not conduct. Okay, so the output voltage when D1 and D2 is conduct, so your path completed along this side. Okay, that means D1 conduct, so the output current flow from this path and come back to the through the diode D2. Okay, so path will be completed. Similarly, during the negative half cycle, current path will follow through the D3 and D4. Okay. So the output voltage during the negative half cycle, that means pi to 2 pi, you will get the path conduction of the diode D3 and D4. Okay. So just try to see their waveform of the output voltage waveform, input voltage waveform. We already know that their variation. So corresponding to this input voltage, we just also observe their output voltage waveform. Okay. And output current and voltage across the various diodes. Okay. Voltage across the diode. That means when the diode conduct, that means voltage is 0. And when do not conduct, that means voltage across that diode appears, that means the input voltage waveform. Okay. So just try to see the waveform of the various component. Okay. So this is basically the operation of the single phase full wave control rectifier. Okay. So full wave, that means we got the output from 0 to 2 pi, that is for the complete cycle. Okay. So output we always got from 0 to 2 pi. But what happens in for the half diode? Only we got the output voltage for the half cycle. Okay. That means only we got output voltage waveform during the 0 to pi period. Okay. And pi to 2 pi was 0 output voltage. So this is basically difference between the single phase half wave and single phase full wave rectifier. Okay. Single phase half wave and single phase full wave rectifier. So just we try to show their waveform. Okay. The waveform of the corresponding That means input voltage waveform, you already know that. That means this one is your input voltage waveform, sinusoidal variation. That means 0 to pi and pi to 2 pi. Okay. So this one is represented by VAB. Okay. VAB. So what is the waveform for the VBA? Okay. That is waveform for VBA. That is opposite to the VA. Okay. Opposite to the VA. So VBA. That means this waveform. Okay. B to A. A to B is your this one that will be represented by dark line. Okay. And voltage of VA represented by dotted line. Okay. So output voltage, that means waveform is 0 to pi. That means up to this point. Okay. So this voltage is represented by VAB. Okay. 0 to pi. Output voltage represented by VAB. Okay. So the diode is a two polarity anode and cathode. That means the diode, when the positive polarity connected to anode and negative polarity connected to the cathode, so becomes in the forward bias. Okay. When the opposite polarity connected to anode and cathode, that will be in reverse bias. Okay. Negative and positive polarity opposite to that of previous connection. Okay. So that means the diode is reverse bias. So up to 0 to pi, that means the output voltage waveform is just similar like to this one. Okay. That is nothing but VAB. When the pi to 2 pi, that means pi to 2 pi, the negative half cycle. So the voltage appear in the output, that is represented by VBA. Okay. So this waveform is repeated in the same interval of time. Okay. That means again VAB appear, and after that 3 pi to 4 pi is your VBA is appear. Okay. So this is the output voltage waveform. That means we always got the output from 0 to 2 pi. That's why it is known as the full wave. Okay. We always got the output voltage value 0 from 0 to 2 pi. Okay. That means this one is represented by G and this one is represented by VB. Okay. This is again repeated after the same interval of time. So this is the output voltage waveform. But in half wave, only we got the output voltage up to pi, and pi to 2 pi was 0. Okay. So this is the basic difference between the single phase, half wave and full wave. Okay. Next one is voltage across the diode. Okay. Voltage across the diode, that means VD1 and VD2. Okay. VD1 and VD2. So VD1 and VD2 are in forward bias from 0 to 2 pi. Okay. From 0 to 2 pi in forward bias. So these two diodes conduct. So that's why the voltage appear across this diode is 0. Okay. So this one you may be observe that the waveform for the voltage across the diode D1 and D2 is 0. When this diode, okay, when this diode do not conduct, that means in reverse bias, so the negative half cycle voltage waveform is appear this period, that means pi to 2 pi. Okay. Pi to 2 pi is appear negative half cycle voltage. So this one you may be observed that the negative half cycle waveform for the input voltage, that means this waveform, is it not? And during this period, when D1 and D2 are in reverse bias, but D3 and D4 in forward bias. Okay. So the output voltage is got through the D3 and D4. That's why the output voltage here also obtained. Okay. Again from 2 pi to 3 pi, D1 and D2 becomes in forward bias. Okay, so the voltage across the diode D1 and D2 becomes again 0, and then again becomes in reverse bias. So the voltage across the diode D1 and D2 again becomes the negative half cycle of the sinusoidal supply. Okay, and again you may find that similarly the D3 and D4 in becomes in forward bias. So the output voltage waveform we got this one. Okay. So this is the variation of voltage across the diode D1 and D2. Similarly, you may find the voltage across the D3 and D4. Okay. So voltage across the D3 and D4. That means during 0 to pi, D3 and D4 in reverse bias. So these do not conduct, that means appear the voltage of the negative half cycle in the reverse bias. Okay, that is represented by minus Vn maximum value. Maximum value. And again, pi to 2 pi, the diode D3 and D4 becomes in forward bias. So during this period, this diode conducted, that means D3 and D4 is conducted from 0 to 2 pi. So voltage across the diode D3 and D4 is 0 to pi to 2 pi 0. Okay. Pi to 2 pi 0. Again from 2 pi to 3 pi. D3 and D4 are in reverse bias. So the voltage appears across the negative half cycle of the supply voltage. Okay, that means VBA. Okay, so this voltage is for the VBA. So this is the voltage variation, and again from 3 pi to 4 pi it becomes in forward bias. So voltage appears across the D3 and D4 is 0. You know? So this is how we can got the waveform across the each device. We can obtain from this waveform. Okay. So now just we want to find out the average output voltage of the this waveform. Okay, average output voltage of this waveform. So how we can find out the average output value? I have already explained the half cycle, half wave thing. So here also we can find the average value of output voltage. Average value of output voltage. That means what? 1 by time period, 0 to time period, Vt dt. Okay. So average voltage is represented by V0. Okay. So V0 is equal to what is the basic formula for the average value? Okay. So V0 is equal to 1 by time period. So what is the time period for this waveform? Can you tell me? What is the time period for this waveform? What is the time period for this waveform? So this one starting from 0 to pi and again pi to 2 pi. Okay. So this waveform is repeated for the duration of pi interval. Okay. So time period is your pi for this waveform. Okay. So 1 by pi integration of 0 to pi, that means 0 to time period. So time period is your pi, that means 0 to time period. Okay. So 0 to pi. Okay. And Vt dt. So here what is the value of Vt? That means instantaneous value. This one is represented as V maximum sin omega t. Okay. So V maximum sin omega t d omega t. Okay. So V maximum sin omega t d omega t. Okay. Sin omega t d omega t. So just integrate this value and put the upper limit and lower limit and just calculate the average output voltage waveform. Okay. So average output voltage waveform. So what is the integration of sin omega t? What is the integration of sin omega t? So V0 equal to V0 equal to, we can take outside of this Vm, that means Vm by pi. Okay, this constant term can be take outside. So this one is Vm by pi Vm by pi integration of sin omega t d omega t. Okay, so integration of 0 to pi, that means this one is your 0 to pi Vm sin omega t. Oh, sorry, Vm is already taken outside. So only sin omega t d omega t. Okay. Sin omega t d omega t. So just integration of sin omega t is what is d omega t. Okay. So what is the integration of sin omega t? As you know that sin omega t integration is minus cos omega t. Okay. Minus cos omega t. So just write here integration of sin omega t minus cos omega t and put their lower and upper limit. Okay. So V average equal to V average means V average value represented by V0 is equal to how much? Vm by pi. Okay. So Vm by pi, nothing but Vm by pi. Vm by pi and integration of sin omega t is your minus cos omega t. Okay. So this one is your minus cos omega t cos omega t, lower limit is your 0 and upper limit is your pi. Okay. So their limit, lower limit is your 0 and upper limit is your pi. Okay. So upper limit is your pi. Okay. So when you put their lower and upper limit, so minus cos pi, that means cos pi is your minus, so minus minus plus 1, is it not? And again minus of lower limit, so minus of minus minus plus cos 0, the cos 0 is your again 1, so 1 plus 1 is your 2. Okay, so you may be right here V0 equal to, that means average output voltage. Okay, so the average output voltage V0 is equal to average output voltage V0 equal to Vm by pi into here, put their lower limit and upper limit. So this one, first one is your becomes minus cos pi, is it not? Minus cos pi. And again, minus of minus cos 0. So minus minus plus cos 0. Okay. Minus minus plus cos 0. Okay. So the value of cos pi is your minus 1. So minus into minus 1 is your plus 1. And again, cos 0 is 1. Okay. So the average output voltage, that means V0, average output voltage, that means V0 equal to Vm by pi equal to Vm by pi, sorry, Vm by pi into this one is your cos pi is your minus 1. So minus into minus plus 1. Okay. So 1 and this cos 0 is again 1. So plus 1. Okay. So that means average output voltage is your 2 Vm by pi. Is it not? Average output voltage is 2 Vm by pi. So average output voltage, that means V0 equal to 2 Vm by pi. 2 Vm by pi. Okay. Vm by pi. Okay. So average output voltage average output voltage is given as this one. Okay, that means 2 Vm by pi. So it is equal to 2 times of the half wave value. Okay, half wave value was how much? Vm by pi. So for the full wave it is 2 Vm by pi. So this is your average output voltage. So similarly, you can find out the average output current. Average output current. Average output current. Average output current. Output current. That means I0 equal to V0 by R. You know, I0 equal to V0 by R. So V0 by R. That means 2 Vm by pi R. 2 Vm by pi R. So this is your average output voltage current. Vm by R. Pi R. Average output current is your 2 Vm by pi R. Okay. So similarly, we can find the value of RMS value of output voltage. Okay. So how we can find out the RMS value of output voltage? RMS value of output voltage. RMS value of output voltage. Value of output voltage. Output voltage. That means V output RMS equal to 1 by time period, 0 to time period, Em square sin square omega t to the power 1 by 2. Okay. Just put on the formula and find out the value of RMS output voltage. Okay. So RMS output voltage is represented by V maximum suffix output R. Okay. RMS, okay, that is equal to, just put on the standard formula for the RMS value, that means 1 by time period is here pi. Okay. So 1 by pi integration of 0 to time period. So integration of 0 to pi, 0 to pi. Okay. And here is your Vm sin square omega t. So just Vm square sin square omega t. Sin square omega t. Omega t. Okay. Whole to the power 1 by 2. Whole to the power 1 by 2. Whole to the power 1 by 2. Okay. So just now this one integrate and put their lower and upper limit and just find the value for the V output RMS. Okay. So V output RMS, how we can integrate this sin square omega t? So sin square omega t can be converted into 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. Okay. So this term, suppose that Vm square whole to the power 1 by 2. So can be taken as Vm, and this one is your root pi. So just take as the Vm by root pi. So V output RMS, that is V output RMS is equal to VM is equal to VM into 1 by pi 1 by pi 1 by this one is your pi. Integration of 0 to pi, integration of 0 to pi sin square omega t can be written as 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. Okay. So this one just put here 1 minus so 2 can be written here opposite term. So 5 and here 1 minus cos omega t cos 2 omega t into d omega t, okay, into d omega t, omega t okay, whole to the power 1 by 2. 1 by 2 whole to the power 1 by 2 whole to the power 1 by 2. So now just integrate this one 1 minus cos 2 omega t. So this one is your omega t. That means if you put there lower limit and upper limit, so this one is your only pi. Okay. And again this cos 2 omega t is your in sine term. Okay. So both the value of sine term of 0 and at 0 and pi is your 0. Okay. So sine term is cancelled out on the here pi remains here in numerator and pi is here. So pi is cancelled out. Only 1 by 2 to the power 1 by 2. That means simply we can write here pi. So if your RMS output voltage is V maximum by V maximum by root 2. Pi is cancelled. Na? So V maximum by root 2 is your RMS output voltage. Okay. So RMS output voltage is your V maximum by so V maximum RMS equal to V maximum by root 2. V maximum by root 2. So similarly, you can find out there RMS output current. Similarly, RMS RMS output current, that means I0 equal to V output RMS by R. Okay, so just this one is your V maximum by this one is your V maximum by √2. Yeah. So this one is your V maximum by √2. Similarly, RMS value of output current, RMS value of output current means I output RMS equal to V output RMS divided by R. I output RMS equal to V output RMS divided by R. So V output RMS, V output RMS divided by R. That means V maximum by R. V maximum by √2R. V maximum by R into √2. So this is your RMS output current. Okay. RMS output current. Okay. Okay. So just we stop here, and in the next session we will continue discussion from this point. Okay. So from the next session we will continue our discussion from this point.